I've talked about this a lot recently, and it's everywhere. People refer to it as a content diet, information diet, like basically what you are consuming is kind of what you're putting out into the world. What does your content diet look like?
Yeah. I think the most effective things I've found are to try to automate the streams of information that are coming into you. So Twitter is a good example. I have spent what honestly most people would probably consider to be an unreasonable amount of time figuring out who to follow on Twitter. I'm easily have spent over 100 hours on it. I don't know how much I've actually spent, but it's easily over that. And what ends up happening, and this is something I don't know that people fully appreciate, is that when you choose who to follow on Twitter or Instagram or wherever, you're choosing your future thoughts in a sense. You're choosing what that information stream is. And so you're already locking yourself into certain types of thoughts. Now, you don't know exactly what those people are going to share, but you generally have a good idea of what their themes are and what their topics are and kind of how they think about things and how sharply they view the world and how clearly they observe the world. And so if you can do a good job of selecting the right people to follow, you essentially automate good thoughts coming into your mind. Every time you're scrolling through, you're getting all kinds of stuff. I can't go on Twitter now and not come out with like 3 or 4 or 5 ideas. I basically am constantly, just like kind of dumping things into my big pile of ideas to work upon. So that's one thing. I would say social media plays a much bigger role for my information consumption than it used to, but it only works because it's heavily curated. Obviously, books. You can't see this next to me, but I have more books than I'm reading next to me. What's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 17 books on my desk. I'm not reading 17 books, but they're there. And actually that is another good example, I think, of for my physical environment. I try to sprinkle good sources of information around the environment. Like I've got these books sitting next to me. I have some next to my bed. I have some on the coffee table in the living room. I'm never far from a good idea. And most of them aren't mine, but they're always there for me to build upon and soak up and think about and iterate on. So that's kind of how I think about optimizing my environment for having good ideas.
I love that.